Welcome everyone. Today I have a special currency making guide for Path of Exile 2. Looking behind me, I have a few screenshots I want to share with you guys. This is one of the biggest sale I've made, over 1,439 divines. And here I want to show you guys over here, Charles of Storm Jade Amulet, 1,439 divines, and this is the replay when I was able to loot the divines. It filled up the entire bar of the stash sale. So in this video, I'll teach you guys step by step of how I crafted those amazing expensive amulets, and I'll do some of the live demonstration over here with you guys as well. So firstly, you can see I have prepared about 78 Charles of Storm Jade Amulet with 20% quality to lining, anointed with fast metabolism, which I'll teach you guys why and also the reasons behind it. And also this is a rank 20 lining bolt. This is very important because for our build and for many of the cast on critical build, level 20 lining bolt is a must-have. So firstly, you saw in the previous screenshots over here that I was able to make a lot of divines. So how does this exactly work? And yes, I'll explain to you guys step by step. Firstly, the Charles of Storm Jade Amulet, they can be filtered over here, which I'll provide you guys with a filter. Now, I'm not saying you should use the exact method, but you can do similar method with other amulets. So keep that in mind. I'll bring my head over here a little bit. So I'll go instant buyout. And you can see those amulets are selling. Let's not get the corrupt ones. So I'll give you guys a step-by-step breakdown. So the non-corrupt ones are selling about two anointment orbs, 3 anointment orbs, so they're about 1 divine each. The not corrupted level 20 lightning bolt. So this is just one of the amulet example which I found to be extremely profitable as I was creating my build. Because for my current Blink Tempestralis Bloodmage build with Autobomber, I want to go to the next step. I want to have level 20 lightning bolt, I want to have fast metabolism ideally, and also +1 to all spells, which is a huge boost in damage and also lowers blink cooldown, which is amazing for my build. And while in searching that, I realized that there isn't any other market at the moment, and you can see that it is possible for us to corrupt those amulets ourselves. I checked with Google and I checked with the probabilities, so bear with me if I get it wrong. It is 1 out of 36 chances of hitting the level to all spells. So I believe there's a 12 cases here, 12 outcomes, and it's 1 in 3 to hit those outcomes. So it's 1 in 36 chance of hitting the +1 to all skills. And over here I prepared over 78, right? Exactly 78 amulets. So ideally by this probability, I should have 2 chances of hitting +1 to all skills. Let's follow this logic. So let's say I prepared enough to hit this twice by probability, right? So how much are those amulets selling? So I can't show you guys the exact price check because right now there isn't any on the market, surprisingly. So here, let me go to the price search. So let me show you guys over here. So because people bought them up and people were buying them up for like 600 divine, so there isn't any on the market. There isn't any at all. So that's why I'm making this video and also crafting those to make some extra divines. So if you search just all skills, you can see people are crafting with this basic one for 470, which is definitely not worth it. It's not anointed, it is corrupted. People are selling this for 1,500, and this is a cheap anointment. Cooked is much cheaper anointment. I'm paying close to half a divine or 1 divine for a better anointment. So my amulet is definitely going to sell over 1,000 divine if I waited long enough, just like you saw over here. So I sold 1 successfully, I'm here to make 2 more. Now, just to break it down to you guys, the whole logic and how much it did cost me to make this work. So what I did was, as you can see on the filters over here, I searched for all the amulet that appears to be under or close to 1 divine. So buying the uncorrupted amulet for 20 level to lightning bolt is about 1 divine. Sometimes you get them cheaper in Exalt or maybe 1 or 2 annulment, but mostly it will cost you 1 divine. Afterwards, I will be looking to see what are the best anointment that can be added to this amulet. There are 2 cases. Most of the Bloodmage will want this particular anointment, and you can see my amulet over here. So if we go with fast metabolism, this will require us to have suffering, isolation, and also suffering. And together those will cost you about half a divine just for those anointment. But this is just the initial investment. On top of that, you also want to have quality 20 to those amulets because this will allow you to have the better chance of selling your item to the expensive BIS. Because what happens is most players want quality 20. This will give you additional lightning resist, and also I do believe it was supposed to be 20% quality to lightning bolt, but some builds don't really need additional shock chance, but we still want quality to 20. Those catalysts are the most expensive catalysts. They cost about 1/3 of a divine each. So in total, together with my Vaal orbs and also getting the Omen of Corruption, each attempt of those amulets is cost me 2 divine. So 78 divines to buy. There's 78 of those amulets. So let's have a look at quick calculation. 78 of those times 2. I have spent about 156, about 160 divines because it cost me quite a bit of gold in acquiring those items. Took me about 1 to 2 days to buy all of them up, and you can see some of those trade filters pops up because new ones comes up to the market, right? So cost me about 160 divines for the base material, and I should have chances of hitting 2. Just hitting one of them earned me 1,400 divine in the previous session, which I didn't record. So I thought, it's a really good chance for me to show you guys this whole process. Now, what are the other possible anointment? You saw over here that players were anointing for nothing, which is a terrible idea. Don't ever do that if you're ever going to valve them. Players are anointing for cooked. Why are they anointing for cooked? Because this is an extremely cheaper anointment. Because here it only costs you suffering, ire, and also envy. But cooked is not a must-have ideal stat for most of the blood mages and also characters. Blood mage do want critical damage, but the lower global defense is not that great. And also we want something that is kind of irreplaceable, like fast metabolism, which can be more costly. And it's harder for people to spend that much to compete with you. So second to that, I have also noticed that it is possible to consider other classes that also use a cast and critical. One of those great anointment is going to be the Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is also not cheap. So 30% chance for lightning damage to be lucky. And let me show you guys Lightning Rod over here. It's actually more expensive than fast metabolism. So Lightning Rod is over here. It requires 2 isolation, 1 suffering. So this is closer to 1 divine. This is a little cheaper. So what I recommend is consider fast metabolism if there isn't any on the market. That's what I'm doing. And Lightning Rod is also decent, but I only have 2 of those. So I'll do the actual crafting now since you guys are here for the actual massive gamble, and let's see how much divines we can make. And I'll do step by step, and then I'll give you guys some recommendations of possible amulets that you can do other than this one. Because if everybody watches the video, everybody does this, the profit will go down quickly. Right now the profit is insane because you saw. So spending about 160 divines, make 1,400 divines. It's pretty crazy, right? My friend was like, why are you sharing with everyone? I was like, I want to share with everyone because it worked for me and I'm going to do more, but I want to share with you guys as well. So what I do with those amulets is that I get the uncorrupted version, usually spend less than 1 divine. I put them in, not in there. Let me show you. I put them in there. Now put in the anointment. I should close this. This is probably not the best way. So let's get this out. Oh boy. So let's do this properly. So open this up. I'm gonna open the anointment. Let's get the right combination. Notice the order is very important because if you look at the orders, it has to be liquid suffering, liquid isolation, and also liquid suffering. This gives us fast metabolism. I've crafted over 77 of those exactly like that. And then I'm going to do quality 20. So this is how I prepare all of my amulets. After that, it is very important for us to prepare exactly or more Omen of Corruption and have all of them activated. So I've counted, I have 78 of my amulets. So here we have 78 of those omens. This one greatly enhances your chance of success. So otherwise it's 1 in 4 chance of even having yourself finding the actual probability over here. So 1 in 4 chance of getting over here, and then it's 1 in 12 after that. So we reduced 1 in 4 to 1 in 3. I'm sure most of you know about this. So let's start the actual gambling. I'm going to click them slowly and hopefully we hit some big ones. I also price check with you guys very quickly as well. Now I can click them faster, but I actually like the slow clicking. And those of you that pauses it, maybe you see a good one. So by probability, I should hit 2. Sometimes you hit more than 2, sometimes you hit more or less. But if I don't hit 1, I'll be very sad. There are other ones that can sell for a lot, but it's hard to tell. So I show you guys what are the ones that sells the best. And even if it doesn't work, I already made 1,000 plus divines already. So we hit all of them. Before we check the result, let me show you guys some of the potential price checks. So we saw over here the base version, I spent about 1 divine in binos, and crafting those cost me about 2 divine. And if I hit the right one, sells for about 1,400 divines at the moment. And let's look at the other potential opportunities. So we could hit physical attack, leech physical attack, damage as life, which is not great. I don't think anyone buys that. We can find maximum resistance. We can find all elemental resistance. We can find rarity. We can find the jackpot, and then we can find the stats. Those are the better ones. So for example, over here, you can see the physical attack as live. People are selling for 3 annulment, mostly only worth 2 annulment. Here, the +1 to all maximum elemental resist sells for about 1 to 2 divine, which is good to get my money back. And here you can see rarity of items, about 2 divine. Over here, we have 10 strength, about probably 1 divine, maybe 2 or 1 annulment. So this is a loss for those. And finally, a small jackpot is hitting all elemental resist. Even all elemental resist at 5% is selling for about 29 to 30 divine. So there are ways of making divines even if we don't hit the jackpot. So now let's time to level of all. Does this work? What is the best way to search this? I didn't. So level of all skills. Oh, hey, guess who just made how much? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 divines maybe. There isn't any on the market. So there you go, guys. So I'll just show you guys the one that sold earlier. So in case you don't believe me, this is the one that sold earlier, 1,439. The price varies because right now no one's selling it. So I'm gonna list this one for about 1,000, 2,000. I don't even know, guys. I got 1,999. Because right now I'm the only one that's selling this on the market. So this is a huge niche market that is incredibly profitable. So I'm showing you guys the filter over here. No one is selling this with fast metabolism because all of them are bought. I believe the last one was about 1,700 divines that was gone. So right now I'm gonna slowly sell both of those extremely expensive amulets, and let's have a look at the rest of the elements. So the other good one is elemental resistance. Did I spell this correctly? Maybe resistance. Oh, no, resistance doesn't work. Let's go all elemental. Okay, let's just filter by hand. So this one. So let's look. I don't really need the additional high stats. This is just life, intelligence. Yeah, charge flask, strength, dexterity. Lightning rod can charges per second, lightning rod, dexterity. So it is some interesting stats over here, but you can see I'm manually filling out the one with extra stats and one that can give you a little bit bonus. So dexterity, 15 dexterity is not bad. Strength, dexterity, those are ones that can be sold rather quickly because they have additional bonus stats. And we'll price check them after. Probably no need to do price check too much. You already see the jackpot. So I'm just doing my due diligence to get all my valuables out of the way. And leeches, charges, we'll do the price check later, probably after the video. Intelligence, charges, strength, leeches is life. Charges, throw those back. Lightning rod can go over here. So you see the logic. There's actually a lot of ones that can be resold for some good profits. Not saying they'll sell for huge, but it's not bad. There's some dead eyes that might want dexterity. There's some classes that need the stats. So we just quickly use whatever's left and just filter them as well. And what else is there? That's it. So those are the decent ones. Those probably rolled into some like 37% lightning resist. That's not bad as well. So here, the reason it works for me, keep in mind before we finish, the reason it worked for me is because of those high amount of volume and also calculating price checking correctly. I price check, it will cost me about 2 divines per craft, and I purposely have over 70 of those to try to hit multiple times. And by probability, I need 36 of those to hit this once. So we had 78. Perfect probability to hit it twice to +1 to all skills. And simply put it, spend about 200 divine, less than 200 divine, make over 2,000, 3,000 divine is pretty incredible over the period of 1 to 2 days. And this is one of the best way to profit. Now, before we finish, what are the options of doing this in other amulets and also potentials? I'm preparing in other videos, and in some of those videos, I will be looking at other amulets. So amulets like those, as you can see, it is also possible, but here we're not valving those amulets. Here people are crafting those into fast metabolism and then sanctifying them. So what I recommend is, if when you watch this video, it becomes a little out of date, or people have been watching this and crafting those methods, follow me exactly, which will reduce the profit massively. But you can find other meta amulets and find, if they use a unique amulet especially, craft the right anointment, craft the right quality, and then you can be valving like I do over here, and then make some really good profit just by learning this special endgame method. I'm not saying you will always be profitable in doing this particular amulet, because everyone will do it. So this opens the window of high-end endgame crafting, because a lot of those endgame items are quite expensive. So I have the database available for you guys to see what is available. I have the price checking filters available for you guys to check. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to do this step by step, and I was very happy and very lucky to have crafted 2 of those amulets. So I'll update you guys once this particular amulet goes on sale. I don't think it will sell for 2,000 divines, but I am the only one on the market right now, so I can afford to go a little higher, and also selling some other timeless juice. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you have any tips, additional suggestions in similar method in crafting and also sharing with everyone, make sure you let me know. And if you want to share with the public, we'll share with the public. If you don't want to, I can help you min and max to earn even more profit, and we don't have to share. I will respect your secrets, of course. And yeah, very happy today. Ooh, definitely made at least 1,000 to 2,000 divines within 2 days. So it took me about 1 day to collect all those amulets. I was a bit slow. Now I bought all the materials, took another day because I was cheap. I didn't want to buy them for market price. So I lowered my divines and turned them into Excel and bought them like 10 or 20 at a time. So it took me 2 days. If you're fast enough, you could have done this in half hour, 2 hours. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Now, hopefully you guys found today's video helpful. Again, a big thank you to everyone on YouTube, especially our supporters, and also those of you guys who's been supporting me on Patreon as well. And we do have a new feature on the Majestic YouTube channel. If you click onto this, you can become a member. Yes, I've added this just recently, and this will allow you to have early access to videos that is posted a few hours or even half a day earlier if you want to watch those videos a little early. But yes, this will cost money. So please be aware the membership will cost money. And if you do want to watch videos normally, those videos will still be available after 6 to 12 hours, normally on the time we post those videos. And I'll be aiming to post at least 1 Path of Exile video a day. And this will be including guides, tips, news update, and also the latest tricks that is discovered on both the English and also Chinese community to keep you guys updated. And if you like those videos, make sure you leave a nice comment and also leave a like for those videos. Now, before we finish, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so, because I'll be looking into the latest Path of Exile 2 news on different communities and also on our official forum, official webpage. I'll also be looking into the best build for each of the class as the meta develops with the Chinese and also the English community. So stay tuned for the latest update and also guides for Path of Exile 2. And of course, this is going to be a big month for us. And I'll try to bring you guys all of the latest content and also guides for Path of Exile 2 to come.